You had a big job, so I see you starting out here. Tell us what you did and why.
Well, what I did is I brought the bitches and the dogs in groups of about 7, and I take 4. Let's start off here. This is a select bitch here. I think she's about 11 or something like that. Very nice bitch. Pigmentation good. She has decent feet. She's down and back reasonably clean. Clean enough for me. If I were going to fault her, maybe she could use a touch more forehand. But she carries herself well and she's smooth. See, she's jumping around here, coming at you. You don't really get a fair picture. When she goes from the side, you'll see what I mean. Now, she's a little rammy in the beginning, and sometimes now here she's smoothing out, and she's on a loose lead. She carries herself very well. Back's good. She could maybe use a touch more follow-through, but the whole thing works pretty good. I would give her a good rating, but maybe the four-piece could be a slight better. That's why she's 11th, but overall very nice. Now this is the Grand Victrix. Good solid bitch, nice feet, down and back clean. Let's look at her from the side when she goes. I judged her once before in a specialty show, and I gave her the breed. I've always liked her. She's a strong bitch. She got a good head, good expression. Underline's nice, overline's nice. I'd say she's a very functional bitch. She's tight in elbows, and she's good going away. And like I said before, she has nice feet. Something down here. Watch her go here. She comes through pretty well. She extends reasonably decent, and the back is solid, and she can go all day. She's got good endurance. I think she was pretty much like this from the beginning to the end.
Crosswind.
This bitch went 4th, I believe. She's a 4th select bitch. She's a touch longer than the Victrix. She is also clean. She has nice feet. She has a solid back, good expression. Now here she goes here.
Crosswind.
She can go all day. She's got a lot of endurance. This bitch went select also. She was 12th, I believe. Very nice body type. She was winner's bitch, I believe, at the National a few years ago. She's matured nicely. She's a smooth mover. She goes through pretty well. She has decent extension. Back is nice. She's on a loose lead, as you say here. It's a very nice body type bitch to me. She's very appealing.
So you're doing the temperament test?
Yeah, now, you know, they're supposed to, well, like I said, I broke them into groups of 7, and then I take 4 around and the other 3 around, and then we do the individual, which was down and back, and what they're supposed to do is come out and stop, and then I'm supposed to walk up to them and pet them or touch them for the first time. And after that, they do an individual lap, and then I make a decision from that whether I like them or not. And some people ask me just what I'm doing. I have a little notepad, and I usually mark them like 1, 2, and 3, or 1 and 2. 1 is the ones I really like a lot, and 2 would be okay, and 3 would be the ones I wasn't that interested in.
Well, if on the first individual exam you marked the bitch, say, at 2,
yeah,
and then you came back and you looked at it again, did she ever have a chance to be a 1?
It would be tough.
Okay,
it would be tough.
That's right.
I mean, I had a lot of animals in there. I looked at all the ones. I mean, I gave, if anything, maybe I gave too many selects. But my problem, I thought, was trying to get rid of some of them. They were pretty even. I thought the quality overall in dogs and bitches was pretty even throughout. As a matter of fact, you could have taken some of the animals that were at the end in selects and moved them up and put them closer to the front, and it wouldn't make a hell of a lot of difference. I mean, it's a matter of choice or decision on my part, and somebody else might have done it differently.
Well, the German system kind of takes that into consideration with they're excellent, they're very good, they're good, and so you can take a very large group like we had here, break them down into categories, and then rank them within the categories.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, the thing about it is, I mean, you know, they got it all figured out before I got to do it today.
Champion Kellie.
True. I mean, I got to get them all up today, and let's face it, you know, I don't think I missed any, but there were certainly some animals who didn't go select, who could have gone select, and may have gone select onto other people. You know, the thing about it is, I'm doing this show, and I'm doing it all by myself. And, you know, it wouldn't be bad if you had 2 or 3 other people in the ring talking to you about, you know, maybe you take another look at this one, or what do you think about that one? It might have made a lot more sense, and you could come up with some. I don't say your results would be different, but it might be helpful.
That's cool. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Champion Covey Tucker Hills, Victoria.
Now this is another select bitch. This happens to be the Canadian Grand Victrix. She's a lovely bitch, classy bitch. I thought she let down just a little bit at the end, but she's very nice. Back's nice, feet, beautiful feet, lovely expression. I hear she's in motion here. Carries herself well, follows through, extends well.
Of Stormfield.
Very classy bitch.
Champion Keylis Havoc.
I didn't see one dog with weak pigment.
I ain't going there.
Well, I mean, you know, they all look.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
We used to have these faded looking browns and yellows and.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I think that my preference has been, you know, the stronger colors, but there are a few.
Champion
now, this bitch is number 2 select. This is a strong mover. She's a dry bitch, and you'll see her when she goes from the side. She's down and back clean. Clean enough for me, let's put it that way. Somebody might pick apart, but she's pretty, her ligamentation is good. But well, she hits it here. Now she takes it out pretty good, and she leans into it. The 4-piece is excellent. Good hind quarter follow through. Now there she's on a loose lead. I mean, listen, you don't have to be a genius to find this one.
Champion Summit Woods Cameo.
Well, something good's happening out there because the quality of what we see year in and year out, overall, seems to be getting better.
Well, you know, I tell you the truth, I really had trouble, even with dogs. I mean, I thought the quality was sort of even. And even meaning, like I said before, I could take some of the ones in the back and put them up further and change a few things around. It didn't make a heck of a lot of difference. Maybe we are getting better.
I think we are. I mean, if you look at them one to the other, there's differences in them going away.
Champion Winston,
but in terms of the silhouette and the overall type, you don't have much trouble saying that they kind of fit into a mold.
No, well.
Champion Lace.
Some fit better than others, but,
yeah,
I mean, but they do fit. I mean,
well, you know what happens, Carmen. I think a lot of us, we have a picture in our mind about what the standard is supposed to look like, and you try to find animals that fit into that picture. And I don't say I get them right all the time, but by the same token, you know, it's like if a volleyball is the standard, then a basketball and a soccer ball is sort of in the game, okay? But when you get into footballs, then you got something else.
A different shape and a different look. I remember back in 20 years ago when we were doing these videos, we had long ones and short ones.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice pick.
Champion Clayfield, Lotus, Elan.
Now this bitch is she was 13 select. Very hard back. Nice side mover, a little bit straight in front for me. Now, she's not really giving you a nice picture coming at you. And I thought her feet could have been a slight bit tighter. But she functions very well. And let's take a look at her here. Tail bounces a little.
Shelby,
but see, she gives you good action from the side. She's a little quick. Super back, good performer.
Well, it'll be interesting when we see her later in the finale.
Yeah.
All of this energy in the morning is going to kind of wear down, and they'll have a different look to them by the end of the day.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I thought the bitches were overall. There were some really nice bitches here. You know, when you're trying to pick, you know, some people criticize because there were too many selects, and I don't disagree with that. And maybe the parent club should say we're only going to give 15%. Or something like that, so that'll make the judge cut it off. But you know, when I got down to the end, I had a lot of animals. I said, the heck with it. They weren't that bad. I could take in the ones in the back of the line and move them up further. I mean, I didn't think there was that much difference. I'll tell you what I don't like, me personally. I don't like them long, and I don't like them low. I think I like 8.5 to 10, but by the same token, I could accept a 9 to 10. But I don't want to get into length or low on leg.
Champion Debonair, Pillow Talk, Eventide.
They're not as functional.
Yeah, the things they break down, and just when you look at them, when I look at them and they're a little long or low on leg, it turns me off a little bit. Now other people, it doesn't bother them, and I can appreciate that. I think the thing is that you should be in some way consistent about it.
Pillow Talk, Eventide. He is going.
Now this is just one of the groups going out, and another 7 will come in. We got 7 more coming in, and like I said, I broke them up into like 4 and 3, and
Champion
4 of them went around by themselves, and then the other 3 went around by themselves, and then I did it once more, and then I did the individual. And from the individual, I picked the ones that I liked, and that's how we ended up, and then we worked them later on. It's a nice pitch here. It's a nice pitch. Another stylish pitch.
Champion Backacres, Yoncala Symphony. Champion Backacres, Yoncala Symphony.
Okay. Now this is select
Cliche.
6. Very nice pitch. Good coupling, the kind of coupling I like. She's not long. Smooth mover. Follows through well, extends well.
Cliche.
You know, some people, well anyway, it's a nice pick. Look, she's on a loose lead here. She goes very nicely. I'll say this, you know, a lot of people have misconceptions about where the front feet touch the ground. And there's not a dog or a bitch in America whose front feet touch the ground any further than maybe under the chin. But most of them seem to be back closer to the point of the chest. Now the whole thing with the good movers are that they balance out as the front and rear work together. And you can have a good mover who's not extreme, but they're in good balance.
Well, that's where that good foot timing that I like to use that phrase.
Absolutely. I know you kid around with that stuff, but that makes a lot of sense. Foot timing is what it's really all about. This bitch's sister wants to like. Now, this was the winner's bitch a year ago. She's a good, strong side mover.
Champion Kinder's Sierra.
Okay, we have Lamar Frederick to the announcer's stand.
You mentioned feet a couple of times. Good tight feet.
Champion
well, I think feet are, you know, but look, you got a lot of splay. I don't know, they're open. You don't have good tight feet. And I'll mention a couple of dogs later on that, I mean, excellent feet. Yeah, it's just something. You have them, they're splayed. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't think that would be a big deal, but you know, when you get into selects, you're trying to find things that would be a plus, and good feet are a plus.
Champion Schatz just right.
So, you know, that group is going out, and another group will come in here.
Champion Schneiderhoff's Neon Knights.
So as you did each group, you were trying to figure out in your 7 who your 1s and 2s were, and
that's right. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, you know, you only got so much time. I mean, it would be nice if you had 2 or 3 people in the ring helping you out, but I mean, you got to do this on your own. And of course, the crowd gets into it. They clap for their favorites, whether they're the best ones or not. And you know, sometimes it drives you nuts. You're trying to concentrate. You hear people screaming for their favorite bitch or something, or favorite dwarf. This is a nice bitch here. She takes a nice step, and I didn't give her a select. Sometimes you get the wrong impression when you see them coming and going when they're pulling.
Well, you know, early in the morning when they're all lots of energy, they give you a different look later in the day.
Absolutely.
Glitter of sunset.
Now this bitch is a select bitch, 739 or whatever.
TC.
She's a beautiful bodied bitch, nice 4-piece. Little off coming at you sometimes, but strong, nice side mover. Beautiful style of bitch to me. Now she's pulling a little too hard here. She looks a little rickety, but I don't know if that's the right terminology. But you get her down, and so she takes a nice step. I love her body type. I think she was about 10.
Champion Linden Hills, You Do Voodoo.
This is, I believe, a sister to last year's Grand Victrix.
Champion Linden Hills, You Do Voodoo.
Now this bitch's brother goes select 2. I think they finished 3 or 4 out of this whole litter.
Champion Stonecrops, Viva Las Vegas.
Now this is the select 3 bitch.
Champion
Strong mover, nice body type,
Quinessential,
nice coupling.
Kenlyn.
4-piece is good. Let's watch her go from this side. To me, that's a good mover. Carries herself well. Functional. See, she sticks her feet out. She keeps them close to the ground. If you could see where the feet touch, now she touches a little bit in front of the chest. And that's a good mover.
Champion Stonewalls, She's Got the Look. Oh yeah, no, Champion Stonewalls, She's Got the Look.
I love watching these dogs up against that background.
Yeah,
you really can see it. How was it for you?
I'll tell you, there was a lot of glare. This bitch is, she went select 8, and I believe she's a group winner. A very classy bitch. I would call her a balanced mover, but she's not extreme. Carries herself well. Let's watch her from the side. And now she's loose lead. Now she's very functional. She goes along nicely. Puts her front feet down on the ground pretty well. Follows through. Maybe picky. She could have been a touch tighter in mid-piece, but it's a very nice bitch. You know, some of these dogs and bitches that lift in front give the impression when you're sitting up high and looking down like they got great front reach. And when you look at them at ground level, you get a whole different picture.
You're so right. You know, we did a study just for ourselves 2 nationals ago where we had those big stands. And we took the camera, and every 10 stairs we took the same shot, so we could see the shot from here, and then we could see it from 10 10 levels up.
Now this is a nice little bitch here, very functional bitch. But you're right, Carmen. You just get you get an impression
Cypress,
that how can I say? It looks like they got great front reach, but the thing is, where do they touch the ground?
The only place you can see that is the level of the judge which is as close to the camera level as we can get.
Cypress,
This is a nice bitch here. She's functional bitch, carries herself well. Now here we go. This is select number 14. This bitch, I believe she went select last year. Beautiful body type. Maybe, let's watch her go from the side. Carries herself well. She's an easy mover. Good down and back. Beautiful feet. Now here she goes here.
Champion Mind Shots, Bacall.
Carries herself well. I would not call her extreme in motion, but she's in good balance. And her body type is nice.
Champion Serena of Franjo.
Just to finish that point about the higher you get, I find that the higher the person sits watching the show, the less they can see, because most of the faults can be hidden by the angle at which you look at the dog.
Champion Yarmorks,
absolutely.
Serena
This is a good side mover, this bitch.
Champion Kenlyn Sprite, the DeLorean. Champion Kenlyn Sprite, the DeLorean.
See, that group is going out. Now we're going to get another group in. This is a classy
Champion
bitch.
Stonehedge's Victoria.
Pretty bitch here.
Would be maybe the one thing that
Champion
separates
Stonehedge's
the class, the 2s and the 3s.
Well, I think the extension probably, and how smooth they lose. You know, I look at mid pieces a lot and see how the mid piece stays
Champion Utopia's
firm
Persuasion.
while the dog's in motion. I think the mid piece is the key to a lot of things. And then you're looking how the animal sort of functions, how the front and rear work together. You know, a lot of people really don't understand what good follow-through is, and we can get into that. This bitch is select 7, I believe.
Cypress.
Dry, hard bitch. She's a move-up. Good side mover. I don't know if she's in great coat or not, but she's a good mover from the side. Carries herself well, comes through pretty good.
Caruousel Farms
Front extension is nice. See, keeps her feet close to the ground, puts them on the ground, sometimes a little bit before the chest.
Joe Cares.
And like I was saying before, you know, a lot of people just don't understand what the heck this follow-through thing is. And we do have a tendency in our breed to have a lack of good follow-through. It's the way our stifles and, you know, some of our dogs have just a touch too much length of upper and or lower stifle, and the croup plays a little part in it. And the front is the key, even though it's in the rear. Because if the dog has a lot more rear than front, it locks itself up because the front can't take it. And I mean, it's really that simple. Good follow-through, really good follow-through. There's almost a straight line from the foot through the hock, up through the stifle to the point of the hip. But you don't see that much in Shepherds because we have more of a curve. So it's a degree of follow-through. But some of the dogs, I mean, I've seen some of them that they walk so much on their hocks that they can't follow through.
Debonair's Surpirze.
This is the select number 5 bitch. Now this bitch is a rock-solid mid-piece. Moderate mover, but very coordinated. Goes all day long. She extends well. She is, let's say this, she coordinates excellently. You can see that. Look,
Debonair's
it's a good
Surprise package. Move up.
See, this is the winner's bitch, and I already did the individual. But I think, let's see here. I think we both startled each other a little bit here.
Trafalgar's Pacific Kai.
Linda Curry, please go to the rescue table. Linda Curry to the rescue.
Now she's a decent side mover. She picks them up a little bit in front. She's a strong bitch. Carries herself well. And I went over her later on.
right, well, we got 3 left. Here's your 2 veterans and the conditional.
Bitch, 7 to 10 year class, champion
7 to 10 years old. They really looking good, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Veteran bitch, 7 to 10
Some
year
show
class,
their age a little bit,
champion
but that's the way life is.
Alfaro.
Well, at that age, I think they're still showing a lot of good
Yeah,
coordination.
absolutely.
Veteran bitch, 10 years
This
and over.
bitch is 10 plus.
Champion Mariners,
I gave her.
Magic
I think I
Touch.
gave her points or something a long time ago. Yeah, I think I did, or gave it a. I don't remember. I think she's owned by some people on the West Coast.
Veteran bitch.
Well, it's a compliment to the breed when
10
we can
years
start
and
having
over
classes
class.
at 10 plus.
Champion
and get dogs like
Mariners,
that.
Magic Touch.
The conditional breed class.
Conditional bitch. Rosewood's
That's a
Jewel.
nice back on this
TC.
pitch. I got it from me. A little straighter in 4-piece, but probably handles herself very well.
Well, everybody in this class had certified hips and elbows, and boy, it was a very big class this year.
Conditional
Yeah, she gets it out there
class
pretty good.
winner. Rosewood's
A little
Jewel.
lifty in front,
TC.
but carries herself well. Sometimes they pick them up a little bit when you hold them on a tight lead. If you let them go loose, they come down.
All right, well, there's your notebook. You've got your 1, 2s, and 3s. You're pulling some out.
Yeah, usually what I'm doing now is pulling out 1s and 2s and try to get them together, and we'll watch them from the side and see how they go and see how they look later on, and I might take a few coming and going, which I do. You might not even see that. I'm not sure. But you got to get rid of some of them, and like I said to you before, I thought the quality overall was fairly even. You know, there were some animals that I could certainly have put select that did. Look, that's a beautiful bitch, 724. She doesn't go select. That's a nice bitch. Pretty tight. See, I'm pulling a few out now.
So this group is going to stay on for further competition.
Yeah. Like I said, you know, you got to break them down, and after you look at them move and see how they perform, and some look a little better than others, and you know, you got to make some decisions here.
I was going to ask you about that. You're going to get them lined up here in a minute, and then you'll make a couple of moves. Somebody goes up. There's the Grand Victor. She's in 2nd place right now.
Yeah, right now. Well, that's just the way her number was. I didn't see. I don't change the. I don't really change a lot of the numbers. You still see they're in order. When I pull them out, the lower numbers are in front.
I see.
But then I switch it later on. Now I switch her up. She goes up front.
Moving in front, champion Jecoda, Keylis, just in time. Champion
Well, this one comes, but this one does not end up in 2nd place. But her number is in the right sequence. See, 7-3, 7-4, 7-16.
Champion Jecoda, Keylis, just
Now we're just moving around. I'm taking a look at them. There's some others coming around with her.
Champion Crosswind's Irish Row.
I guess I move about 4 or 5 together. And here's another group. Now, see, the numbers are still in order. Now, how come,
Debonair,
15
Surpirze
must have been
package.
moved up.
Carousel
15,
Farms,
14,
Jill,
29.
Utopia's Cliche.
We're going to make some changes here. I've taken them down and back someplace along here. But some of them, it doesn't make that much difference when you take them down and back.
Well, it just confirms that where they are is where they ought to be.
And like I said before, you know, somebody else could have done it differently. I mean, I'm out there by myself trying to make some decisions. Usually you know who the first couple of 3, 4 are. After that, sometimes the placings get difficult. And just between you and I, Carmen, do you remember who won 4th select last year?
No.
I don't either. I can think about it, but, you know.
Bacall,
I know who went 3rd select last year.
And the winner's pitch, Trafalgar's Pacific Kai.
All right, so they're getting theirs a move up. Now, what made her move from where she was just generally? I mean,
I don't really remember. I mean, she had a nice bitch, and I liked the way she carried herself, and maybe her body type was a little more appealing to me standing than some of the ones behind her. I mean, sometimes you get a little picky here. Let's see where we are. That's the Victrix. She happens to be one. Now, see, that's not lined up right yet. You'll see. The reason the Victrix is number one, she had an early number in the group that she was in. I think she was second or third right from the beginning. Now, see there, I'm moving that Ruby bitch up to number 2. She's a little more extreme in side motion than the one behind her. Now, this bitch ends up in 3, I believe. Yeah.
Debonair Surpirze package. Champion Utopia's Cliche.
These are 3 decent ones right here.
Well, this is the time that you have to be picky now, because you have to put them in some order.
So let's see, what do I think? See, I moved him on, where's he go? Now, he's in 3rd place.
Champion TR's Quinessential Victrix.
See, I could have switched a couple of things around here, but
Champion
I think I've taken a couple here from the side. Somebody,
Champion
I'm trying to make some decisions, see how they look. Some of them, some of the animals get a little, they get a little tired, or they're not as peppy, and performance does mean a lot.
Well, they all have a pretty consistent body type. They have a consistent, strong top line, good reach under drive. So you're having to struggle between who's going to move up one and who's going to move back two. Where did you struggle with this? I mean, everybody does, because the quality is so high.
Well, sometimes it's a matter of opinion. It's just the way they look for a moment. I've judged some shows where I couldn't make up my mind between 1 and 2, and one or the other looks just a little bit better on half of the lap, and you change it. I think my body types are pretty consistent. I think bitch as well.
I've always said at a show like this, little things count.
No, you got it. I think I'm going to do something crazy here, like do it.
Well, you're giving them a hard look. I mean,
Well, it's hard to say which one should go. Maybe I should move up one or something like that. I mean, I know it means a lot to the owners, but I'm, thinking about this. I'm thinking about how many I got there. See, I just did it.
Our new Grand Victrix.
I didn't have any problem with number 1. I liked her right from the beginning, and she looked strong throughout.
When she stopped, I was watching that. Every time she stopped, she was set up. She had the great day she had to have, which was the day you judged it.
Now here's the winner's bitch going around. Like I said, she's a nice mover. She picks them up a little bit for me in a 4-piece, but it's a strong mover.
They're all running now at 60% normal speed. People ask that a lot.
Oh, this is slowed down.
This is slow motion, 60% of normal speed.
Select 13, Champion Shelby's Chimes of Asgard.
Now this is the bitch I said before. She was winner's bitch a couple of years ago at the National. Sometimes you get a bad picture here because they're doubled and the people are calling them from a bad angle. But this is that Delta bitch. She picks them up a touch in front, comes through, but carries herself very well. She's smooth. I think you'll find that dogs that move with their head high do not have great 4-pieces.
Select 10, Champion Kenja's over
Well, I think a balanced dog has got to lean forward.
That's exactly
and balance
right.
itself.
And, if a dog is loose lead and it's running with its head up, now here, this bitch, she leans into it. Upper arm and shoulder are reasonably decent. That's the Canadian Grand Victrix. Yeah. Nice follow through. See, she comes through pretty well.
Well, the nice thing about these side gates in slow motion is when you look at the top line, it is almost level from the ears to the back.
Champion Acara's Mini Me.
See, this bitch sticks her front out nice, puts it on the ground. She's not up off the ground much. This is the 7th bitch. Little on the dry side. Now, some people say, look at the ears are bouncing, but her ears stand up when she's at attention. I have no problem with that. Look, the shoulder moves. I think a key to it is watch the elbow and see how much that moves.
Select number 6.
This is a very nice bitch, very smooth. Look at her.
Champion Utopia's Cliche.
Carries herself well. Pretty bitch. This is
Debonair,
that well balanced, very well balanced bitch.
Number 5.
Not an extreme mover, but very coordinated. Look, feet are down close, and she's slowed up a little bit here. This is a stronger mover, but not
4.
extreme. Keeps herself good.
Crosswind's
A touch
Wild
longer than the one behind her. Goes all the time. Go, go, go. She'll run you to death. This is number 3, another strong mover.
Select
Little more extension,
3.
maybe. Good follow through.
TR's Quintessential v. Kenlyn.
Top line's nice. This is number 2.
Champion Kridler.
She's looking the wrong way a little bit here. Where do we get her from the side? That's a good mover. Now she's slowed up a little bit here. Now here's the Victrix.
Grand Victrix. Champion Jecoda, Keylis, just in time. TC.
I thought she was consistently strong from the beginning to the end. She didn't slow up a bit. Nice big. Here's some still pictures
2002
here.
Grand Victrix.
Now this is the Victrix setup.
Keylis, just in time. TC.
Sometimes she gets funny pictures. Get your ears up.
Out of Jecoda,
there you go.
Keystone,
now we're looking a little down on them.
Select
again, the camera angle.
Yeah.
This
isn't the Jeff's standing up, looking down.
The camera zooms down on the dog.
See how this is a dry bitch, but she's a good 4-piece on her. This is number 3.
Champion
There's another good
TR's
fronted
Quintessential v. Kenlyn by Select Champion Jag of Franjo out of TR's Pandora v. Kenlyn. Select 4 Champion Crosswind's Wild Irish Rose by Select Champion Brohausen's Red October ROM out of Champions Esteem's Love Potion number 9. Select Excellent number 5 Debonair's Surprise Package by Topa's Camnelli v. Debonair out of Debonair's Twice a Night. Select Excellent 6 Champion Utopia's Cliche by Champion Rohan's Glass Palace ROM out of Utopia's
You know, some of them look
Alert
much more
ROM.
glorious than others when they pose.
Select 7
I think
Carousel
you're right.
Farms Jill
Some are
v.
more
Cypress
tired. I mean, this is
by
a
Champion
long day.
Carousel Farms
It's a nice
Crosby
bitch.
Elkill PT
I think she's nice. I
out of
put
Britta from
her.
Cypress. Select 8 Champion
Like I said, I think this
Akira's
bitch won a couple of
by
groups.
Champion Sweetwater's Royal
Maybe even, I don't know. Somebody's,
out of Akira Santa
I don't know if she
Maria
got a
of
best in show or what, but I think she's got a couple of groups.
Select
This is the
Excellent
Canadian
number
Grand
9.
Victrix.
Champion
Beautiful,
Alfaro's
beautiful style of
Cupid of
bitch.
Stormfield
Put your ears up,
by
baby.
Champion
There you
Kismet
go.
Sight for Sore Eyes ROM out of Stormfield Just Gotta Go Alfaro. Select 10 Champion
I got tired of
Kenja's
holding that
Over
ribbon.
the
I was going to
Rainbow,
clip it on my
TC.
tie.
By
It was
Select Champion
touching the ground all the
Kenlyn's
time. Debbie kept
Egoist
saying,
ROM
your
out of
ribbon is
Champion
touching the
Kenja's
ground.
Hershey Chocolate. Number 11 Select
I guess we're
Excellent.
racing
Well,
right
this
through.
is a
Champion Delta
select
v.
excellent
Almanya
bitch. I noticed
by
that the
Grand
ribbon.
Oh, is that right?
The
I
ribbon,
wasn't
yeah.
paying attention.
ROM out of
Would you like to
Almanya's
just
High
tell them what that
Altitude.
is?
Well, select excellent means that the dog is OF8
Number
hips
12,
and elbows.
Select Excellent.
Some of them were too
Champion
young,
Pilgrim,
so they
Kellie
wouldn't have
Jolly
a select
Hill,
excellent
HT,
rating, even though they
by
might
Victor Champion Hickory Hills Boulder,
a month or two
ROM,
after the show
Silver
get
Hills,
X-rayed, and then
something special.
they technically would be that. But you can tell by the
Select
ribbon that
13,
it shows that they
Champion
are
Shelby's Chimes
at the time of the show.
Asgard, by Select Champion
OF8
Asgard's
hip
Big Ben
and
Encore
excellence.
ROM out of Lachlan's Quintessa.
And Jerry gets a lot out of his dogs. He gets good
Select
performances.
14, Champion Mind
Okay,
Shots.
so this bitch was select a year ago. It's a beautiful body
Select
bitch.
Champion Kismet's Heart.
Maybe a touch
ROM,
longer than I would
Jola
prefer,
by
but,
Mind
you know,
Shots.
I'm being picky.
Select 15.
Here's the winner's
The
bitch
winner's
here.
bitch.
Well, she's a young bitch.
Trafalgar's
She's dry.
Pacific Kai by Select Champion Waco's Flash Dance.
Well,
by
we'll look for her
Select
next
Champion
year.
Trafalgar's
Well, we'll see what
Nike
happens.
Kismet.
Well, this is the second half. You finished the bitches now.
Yeah, we're into dogs, and this is the first group here.